Welcome to your body, to your breath, to a radical honesty with this moment, with how you're feeling. You're feeling not feeling stable like me. See, I'm moving a little bit, being authentic with that in a open, true way. Check in with your body. Are your shoulders rotated in a contraction, or they rotated out in an expansion? Inviting in a bit of a back bend, just a little more unstable than curled up into a little ball, into a little puddle on the floor. We're inviting in not knowing, the shakiness of impermanence and our interconnection and our changing world that we live in. Inviting in with hopefully curiosity. If you notice yourself collapsing or needing to grab onto something, not a problem. You need support from others, not a problem. And invite in that not knowing, the sometimes shakiness of not knowing, and other times curiosity. Mystery books are very popular when they're in a book, right? But when they're in our lives, they're probably the least popular thing. And the fact is, everything's a mystery. Everything could change in a second, as it did for I'm not sure if the person is on the call or not, the one that has been evacuated. I can't see their little square wherever they are. I'm just hoping that their radically changing world because of the hurricane is that they're okay, that they're able to find some sense of stability in the impermanence and in the change, the not knowing. So it's the not knowing that I'd like to open up my chest instead of close it down. So I really physically have to open my chest. It takes a certain amount of trust to do that, right? Like you're really open when you do that. Try it right now if you're able to. Invite in a sense of openness to the not knowing, to the mystery, trusting the mystery. When there is fear, don't necessarily believe the fear. We can definitely acknowledge it, because that's, for me, definitely where my shakiness comes from. That fear that I won't have support, that I things won't work out, that people won't be there for me. And just invite in the tears that comes up when you open up your chest, when you really bare your heart to the world. This is me, this is where I am. And I don't know. It's like a certainty addict, right? My name is Barbara and I have no idea. I have this idea that my schedule can be counted on. When people commit themselves to things, that they're going to be there. And the fact is, I know for myself, things come up. I forget, I change my mind, other things come up. And I don't know. So keep on inviting in, I don't know. There's definitely a need for trust with that for me. Uh, and it's part of acceptance, right? It's like, oh yeah, accept that things are impermanent and uncertain. And I invite in trust that things work out. And a lot has to do with my attitude, my openness, and my willingness to be with the discomfort of not knowing, and the willingness to feel uncomfortable, and the willingness to trust that life does work out. Not in ways that we expect it to a lot of times, most times, if I can be honest. I mean, even as I imagine, how is this call going to be today? It's never quite like that. So keep on physically inviting in more space between your shoulders. Put a finger on each shoulder and then expand your chest so that there's more space there. And it automatically puts yourself into a space of openness, open-heartedness. Yes, that a yes, yes, and. So by giving myself the space of inviting in not knowing, accepting that it is part of life, that shakiness is the changeability of everything. Do your best to relax into it, to be curious about it, and to give yourself some compassion for that fear. I think you'd be kidding. I'd be kidding myself if I say there's no fear with uncertainty, with not knowing. And I'm still inviting in curiosity about the fear, not taking the stories that go with the fear. There's just body sensations with the fear. There's definitely a pulling away, wanting to collapse in, bring my shoulders in. Even just saying it, I can feel things move in. And come back to compassion for yourself and the people around you, the discomfort that comes with them being in a state of fear, a state of not being willing to face the uncertainty of things as they are. It's hard to be with their loved ones when they're in a state of high anxiety and fear. Develop the capacity, though, for just seeing what comes up for you and not needing them to be different so that we're more comfortable. That's the key. Not needing them to be different so that we're more comfortable. That's where all that fixed energy comes from, right? When we're so desperate, just be with the need. It's be with my own discomfort when they can't find the need, when they're not in touch with their needs. Keep on bringing compassion for myself when we don't know, when they don't know, our beloveds don't know. And when we're with neutral people that seem to be in a state of not being curious, not being in awe of their environment, just come back again to our own discomfort and our willingness to invite in our not knowing as a way of supporting them, probably more from afar than like saying something to the person in the coffee shop, besides smiling and acknowledging their emotions, acknowledging their experience. And taking another breath in, opening my shoulders, opening my heart to not knowing, to my own shakiness, as I be with people that are harder to be with, particularly the ones that don't care for me very much. They're the ones that are hardest to be with, if I can be honest. When somebody is clearly not crazy about me, I don't find them pleasant to be with. And I can imagine that there's a lot of assumptions they're making about me and vice versa. Again, not knowing, right? And I wish that all beings benefit from this practice of not knowing, of the honesty of that. We just don't know how it's going to work out. And thank you so much for this practice and all you're bringing to the world with this practice. Oops.